So I've had this on my desktop for a week, and it's time that we talk about Matthew Bauer's first place Gem Knight deck profile. To those of you that have thought that Gem Knight combo is dead, nope, it is still beating. It's in the back of a diner somewhere, waiting for its time to strike yet again and instill fear into those that play this game. And this honestly caught me by surprise. I forgot that this deck existed. Oh, bad Robbie, forgetting that his metagame choice, his pick, is here. But it's back, and it's a good thing. I'm honestly happy to see this and see that Matthew Bauer has been kind of playing this deck and getting his hands dirty with it, learning all the combos and things like that. Really does make me happy, especially going forward here. So here's the thing with this deck. You have to understand that the OTK is literally burn your opponent, go ahead and make unicorn, spin this back, burn your opponent. It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, one hand trap can put a dent in this deck, and I always say that before we do deck profiles like this. Called by the Grave exists to make sure that you don't get combo stomped. Now, how consistent is this going forward into future formats? I think it's pretty okay, honestly. I think that it's something that you can get away with playing, and that's a good thing. So let's dig on into this. So we have triple copies of Block Dragon, standard, banish 3 from your hand or graveyard for Earth, buff summon it. When it floats off, you get to add 3 rock type monsters, whose total level equal 8 from your deck. All those extenders that you need, you have access to them. They just float right into your hand. Triple copies of Crystal Rose. I've heard a lot of people not like triple copies of this in the deck, but honestly, I think that this is pretty okay. Combo starters, extenders, things like that, you do need them. Also level 2 to make sure that you can add for your pieces. We have 2 copies of Armadillo, standard on normal summon, search for a Gem Knight monster, potential combo starter if need be. We have triple copies of Lazuli, sent to the graveyard by card effect, revive a normal. Same thing with Obsidian, sent from your hand to the graveyard, target a level 4 lower normal monster in the graveyard, special summon it. I'm really happy that they gave this deck so many extenders. Triple copies of the Rescue Rabbit, of course. And then, of course, the triple Lapis and only 2 Tourmaline. I don't know how I feel about the 2 Tourmaline. I know a lot of builds probably would disagree with me and try to play 3 of this. But I can see why 2 comes up, because this is basically where you want to be going through the Rabbit. Then we have the 1 copy of the Brilliant Fusion. Sad that this had to get hit, kind of like Trickstars. We had to hit this, and it wasn't even an issue in its own archetype. That feels bad. We have triple copies of Called by the Grave. Hand traps are the bane of this deck's existence, by the way. 1 card destruction, the 1 Foolish Bro. Triple copies of Gem Knight Fusion, the 1 Magical Midfield Breaker, 1 Monster Reborn. Triple Desires, 1 Reasoning, and the triple copies of Unexpected Daikun. Now down here in the extract, we have 1 Lambda, 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Link Spider, 1 Unicorn, 2 copies of that beautiful Phantom Quartz guy, this guy that helps start all of your combos. We have 1 Curious Boy, 1 Apostola, 1 Zirconia, 1 Seraphite, 1 Prismora, 1 Diamond, 2 copies of the Lady Lapis, and the 1 copy of the Brilliant Diamond. Side deck, we have triple copies of Lancia, triple Droll and Lockbird, triple copies of Sphere Mode, triple copies of Twin Twisters, and triple copies of Evenly Matched. Going forward, ladies and gentlemen, do not be shocked if this deck shows up and wrecks an event that you're at. It's very underestimated by a lot of the current player base. And honestly, Matthew Bauer, thank you for rejuvenating this and making me... I'm happy to see that this deck is still alive. Also, you can evenly your opponent and then OTK them in main phase too. Let that sink in for a bit. Now, we have a sub-tier list coming out of this weekend as well. This was piloted by a Matthew S. Carmilia. I believe I got that right. So, Subterror Stun. This is something that a lot of players haven't really... It's not that you haven't seen this before, but you have to understand that this deck does change with the course of time. Players do bring new aspects to it. And, I mean, super poly in the main or not to be is kind of the question for this deck. So, we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. 1 effect failure. I'm really seeing a lot of effect failures right now across a lot of decks, and it's usually a one-of. It's really intriguing to see these in these weird numbers. We have the triple copies of Ghost Ogre, one Mastrix, triple copies of the Fiendus, and the triple copies of Guru-kun with the one copy of the Nemesis Archer. And then this is the big one. We're packing triple copies of Mystic Mine into our stun deck. You know, Fiendus negates weren't necessarily enough. Now we're aiming to slow down the deck just in a whole nother level. So imagine being a Subterror player and getting rid of Hidden City for this. It's good. It is. I just like making fun of it. We have 2 copies of Duality. This is weird to me. Triple copies of Extravagance, Draw Power, See the Mystic Mine, yada yada yada. 1 copy of Terraforming. Triple copies of the Hidden City, of course. Then we have the 2 copies of the Heavy Storm Duster. Triple copies of Solemn Judgment Kun. And then we have triple Solemn Strike, the 2 copies of Final Battle, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Honestly, looking at the main deck here, the Mystic Mine with no Metaverse, it doesn't irk me as much as being weird. But when I look at this, I'm like, okay, so we're a slow-paced deck. We are willing to sacrifice to set up for Mystic Mine so that we can kind of start playing the game. And you don't really have a way to close games like Sky Striker does when Sky Striker plays Mystic Mine. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I like the concept, honestly. Then we have triple Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 2 copies of Violet Chimera, 2 Dragus Topalia, 2 Mud Dragon. We have triple Mega Fleet and triple Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And then the side deck here, we have triple Lancia, triple Cyber Dragon, 2 Prangatops, triple Super Poly, triple Evenly Matched, and 1 copy of Imperial Order. Imagine going second with Subterror and then evenly your opponent, and your opponent's just like, and they keep the 1 monster and you stick the Mystic Mine, and you're like, this is how the cookie crumbles for your Yu-Gi-Oh career. That's like an absolutely disgusting moment in my head there. And then last but not least here, we are actually going to be looking at Todd Talbert's first place hero list as well. And things I will say about this. 1, heroes are very much underdog deck, this format. This deck it's got some of the coolest combo ability in the current format. I'm really happy to see that the player base has figured out how to play this deck. And honestly, it's heroes. Like, let's be honest, guys. 2 Stratos made everything just a little bit better for everybody. Destiny, or Fusion Destiny, made dropping Malicious even better. And, you know, let's be honest, guys. I know we want 3 copies of Malicious, but we're not allowed to have all those extenders. So, this is Todd Talbert's first place list. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 Celestial, 1 copy of the Dynatag. This guy is so broken. We have 2 copies of Malicious, triple copies of Effect Veiler, 1 copy of El Honesto. This card is also bonkers good. We have 2 copies of Shadow Mist, dumping this off for full combo. Searching for Polymerization is beautiful. Triple copies of Solid Soldier, 2 Stratos, 2 Ghost Ogres, triple copies of Faris, and the 2 copies of Increase, along with the 2 copies of Ion. Spells, we have the 1 copy of A Hero Lives, triple copies of Emergency Call, triple copies of Fusion of Destiny. This is how you reboot an entire archetype. Should all fusions for everybody. Like, going second, blow up everything your opponent does to the deck. We have triple copies of Mass Change, 1 Polymerization, 1 Rhoda, and 2 copies of Imperm. I like 3 Imperm in this deck. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I like it a lot, but he's got a good spread on his hand traps here. Down here in the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Wonder Driver, 1 Dread Decimator, 2 copies of Cross Crusader. We have 1 Vision Hero Trinity, 1 Vision Hero Adoration, 1 Starving Venom, the 1 Crimson Metal Foes, Crimson Knight. This is, I don't know why this is in here. This is just for BM, I guess. We have 1 copy of Dion, 1 Dark Law, 2 Dark Law, 1 Masked Hero Blast, 1 Anki, 1 Dystopia, and the 1 copy of Dangerous Lad. Then we have triple copies of Super Polymerization, 1 copy of Twin Twister, triple Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple Red Reboot, 2 Rivalry Warlords, and 2 copies of Solemn Judgment. Wrapping up Todd Talbert's hero list. Like I said, watching this deck go second and just explode OTK your opponent is absolutely hilarious. Like, this deck it operates on such a low flow that it's actually kind of crazy And honestly, I love me some heroes, guys. I know a lot of people love this deck, especially seeing it in its new form. It's awesome. So, guys, what do you think about this deck? Please, honestly, all of the decks. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about them. And everybody, thank you for submitting your decks this week. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out, and good luck to those of you going to the UDL. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.